Destiny 2. We finally have gameplay of the newest entry from Bungie. It was a great showing, it really was, and I think got a lot of people very excited for the sequel to one of the biggest games of the last few years, where people have put in thousands and thousands of hours into this incredible game. And Destiny 2 is looking to fix a lot of the issues that players had with Destiny, because if you remember, Destiny launched and it was pretty, I don't know if bare bones is the right word, but it had a lot of issues with it. The story was very basic, very simple, and especially coming from the studio that brought us Halo, that was a bit of a shock. There was issues with leveling up, and it was confusing once you got to the end game. And they fixed a lot of these things with the Taken King, but there's still things that really need to be fixed. And one of the biggest changes in Destiny 2 is to their raid system. Now, they didn't talk about the raids per se, but they mentioned that only 50% of players, which seems even, I guess, high, were able to see this raid content, which some considered is some of the best content, not even in Destiny, but in video games. I was unfortunately one of the 50% that did not get to see the raids. I've put in probably maybe 50 to 60 hours of the original Destiny, and I've loved my time, and I've played all the expansions and done all that, but I haven't had this big group of friends to take down the raids. And I know I could do these third-party looking for group sites and things, but I haven't got to experience the magic that is a Destiny raid that I've heard so much about. In Destiny 2, they're trying to help people like me. They're adding clan support into the game, where you can build a clan, build out your roster, have a custom banner. There's progression and there's rewards from reaching certain tiers that everybody in the clan will get. But what's, I think, most exciting is guided games, because Destiny never had matchmaking, so you couldn't just jump into one of these raids and just be randomly selected with all these people. You had to do a lot of extra legwork to experience some of the best content that Destiny had to offer. With guided games, you as a solo player can be grouped with an existing clan that's going on these raids and is looking for another player. So for example, if Fred from this random clan couldn't make it tonight, you can be that fill-in spot, and it'll automatically be set in through Destiny itself. Now this will maybe allow you to enter the clan or meet some new friends or people to play with, and I'm sure there's going to be some issues with trolls and people not working out, and some serious raid members who may never want to use it, because Destiny's all about strategy, and if you have some random person, that could really ruin your plans, or Leroy Jenkins if you catch my drift. It's weird because they kept saying raid. They weren't saying raids. I've got to believe there's going to be more raids, hopefully free raids in additions or even in expansions, but it's just weird because they kept saying raid, raid, raid. And now besides the raid, the most exciting part for me is the story, because I am a huge story guy and I love playing games for the story and the world building and the lore, and Destiny was seriously lacking in that. As I mentioned previously, some of the expansions, especially the Taken King, helped with that and added some nice backstory to the world and to the universe. But if you wanted to learn more about the world, you had to go off the game and either use a mobile device or a computer to read these grimoire cards that you unlocked. And it was just a very cumbersome system. And while they did say that they're getting rid of the grimoire cards and the lore will be built into the world, they really focused on showing what the story is going to be about and how it's going to be a very personal story. So basically, when you start the game, the last city, the city on Earth that's protected by the Traveler, that giant planetoid or ball that you see in all the marketing materials and everything, is being attacked. And it's being attacked by the Cabal, and more specifically, the Red Legion. Now, this Red Legion is led by a man, or a Cabalian, if that's how you call it, named Dominus Gall. And the community manager, Luke Smith, compared him to a Hans Gruber from Die Hard. And that he is so sure that the Cabal should have gotten the Traveler's light. That these Guardians are not worthy of the protection. And it's his right, it's his destiny, excuse the pun, that he needs the Traveler. So he comes in with his huge force and his armada and this giant device that is capturing the Traveler, and they just destroy the last city. They destroy your vaults, they destroy your history. There's characters that you've come to know and love in the original Destiny, like Commander Zavala and Cayde 6, and leave you guys on the defensive, and you're pushed out and are made to find a new home. And I think the main reason they did this is, as they said previously to this gameplay reveal, that you are going to have a fresh start in Destiny 2. You're not going to be able to import all your character and all your loot that you've been gathering over the past few years. They did say they will reward these Guardians who have completed feats of greatness. I'm sure there'll be customizable options and maybe some weapons or blueprints or some ways to reward and commend those Guardians who put in the time to bring peace to the universe. But this start of the game is focused on saying you are out on your own, you're fresh, everything you've loved and you've known is gone, and now it's up to you to finish the fight. Now with that, they did mention the new planets and areas that you are going to be exploring, and those include Nessus and Titan and Io and Earth. They even said that you're going to be going to this place called the European Dead Zone, which was apparently cut from the original Destiny and supposed to be a pretty fantastic, incredible area. So it'll be exciting to see something that was planned originally, but they couldn't handle it, and now Destiny 2 gets to take the mantle. Now playing Destiny 2, you want it to feel different. You want it to bring something new to the table. And they started talking about that and these 3 new super abilities that your classes of Warlock and Titan and Hunters can gain. Now the coolest one, in my opinion, is the Warlock's Dawnblade. And this is this flaming sword that you take out and just wreak havoc on all your enemies, shooting fire and just raining from above. The Titan, who was my character, my main in the original Destiny, you get to become a sentinel and you get to use shields and throw shields and just be a defensive, offensive powerhouse. And for the Hunter, you get to be a mystical staff-wielding arc striker. With these characters, you're going to be doing a lot of the same things in Destiny, but hopefully with a little spin. They talked about one of the first strikes, which is the Inverted Spire. From a lot of the hands-on previews that I've been reading and seeing, they're a lot more raid-like, with a lot more epic moments and story beats and incredible things to experience to feel like you're in a raid-like level no matter what you're doing. And one of the most exciting things about Destiny 2 is the ability to launch into any activity without getting into orbit. That was one of the most annoying parts in Destiny 1, that if you wanted to do a new mission, you had to leave wherever you were, go back into orbit, then choose where you wanted to go, then go all the way back down. But now they're cutting out the middleman, which I think is going to be really, really convenient for a lot of people. Lastly, for single player, they talked about these things called the Lost Sectors, which are dungeon-like experiences filled with incredible treasure that you have to beat a boss to unlock. Since they're Lost Sectors, I would hopefully assume they're following the motif and the theme of story, 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 and you'll be finding these mysterious, maybe ancient, long-forgotten places and coming out with some pretty awesome loot. Now in multiplayer, they did say that all game modes will be 4v4, and they introduced one of the new game modes that's called Countdown. And it's basically an attack, defend, fighting for dominant struggle between the offense and the defense, which is a first in its kind for Destiny. They also mentioned that when you're in battle, the HUD's going to be a little different. You'll be able to see when your opponents have a full super ability meter, or if they have power ammo, and just giving you as a player more power and more information to plan your next attack. And that's a lot of what they revealed in this first blowout of gameplay for Destiny 2. It releases on September 2nd for, oh yeah, of course, PC and PS4 and Xbox One. And they announced that Battle.net is going to be the sole distributor of this game. There's not going to be dedicated servers, but for you PC gamers who have always wanted to play Destiny, now is your chance. Now as for me, I'm very excited for Destiny 2 to see where it takes the franchise. I still have this nagging feeling that it looks and feels more like a Destiny 1.5 than a Destiny 2. The gunplay looks the same, the powers look similar, you're doing the same type of missions. Sure, maybe they're grander and have more epic experiences and story, but this feels like maybe it could have been an expansion. I'm sure they have a lot of secrets that they're keeping very close to their chest, but I was hoping for something epic or something new that would get me super excited. Like in the original Destiny, I always wish that you can have some space travel or just flying around in your ship between missions and talking with your team. I mean, I just love exploring space and being able to see this incredible universe, and I think it would have been a cool way to get around, even though obviously fast travel would be necessary. So we'll see what happens when Destiny 2 launches on, like I said, on September 2nd. So what did you think of the Destiny 2 reveal? Are you excited? Are you a lapsed Destiny fan or someone who's never gotten into it and now maybe you're interested in taking a look? What are you still hoping to see out of this game to make you jump in and join the fight and become a Guardian when this game launches? Let me know and let's continue this conversation and hopefully join each other in battle on September 2nd. And there you have it. So if you want to be a part of the conversation, if you want to join in with the Gamers Advocate and with myself, Adam, I would love if you sent an email to adam@thegamersadvocate.com. Follow us on Twitter. Follow me at Adam Bankhurst, or follow the Gamers Advocate at Gamers Advocate. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, review us on iTunes, and become a part of the Gamers Advocate family. E3 is coming up in only a few weeks, and yes, I will be there, and there will be a ton of coverage. But there's going to be a lot of news breaking, so I'm excited for what these next few weeks are going to bring. We know on Friday we're going to be getting our first real look at Far Cry 5. I can't wait to discuss that and talk about it. I truly thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a great day and or night. Thank you.